Hare Krishna, everyone. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitan Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very happy to be with all of you. So today and tomorrow we will be discussing the topic of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and his songs. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was one of our recent acharyas and an extraordinary acharya in terms of the contributions he has made to Chaitanya's movement. I remember probably 30 or 35 years ago, I was a young devotee. I had not yet joined ISKCON. And ISKCON temple in Bangalore was in a simple 2-bedroom house. And at that time, that is when for the first time I came across some of the poems and songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And coincidentally, it was few devotees were there. And Madhu Pandit Prabhu, I think he had not yet joined, if I recollect. He was still from his IIT. But he was planning to join and he was coming and going. I don't know where he was going. I'm not too sure about that. Once I met him in the temple and he pulled out from his pocket, he was still wearing pants at that time, and he pulled out from his pocket a bundle, rolled up. And then he took me, another devotee, two of us. We went to the balcony of the temple, and we all sat together, and he said, I'll tell you, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, great acharya, wonderful songs. And then those days, I don't think maybe Xerox photocopying was there, but what he was having, to my recollection, was cyclo-styled copies. There was another kind of copying method those days. And he had about 20 pages of that one, and then we would read, and then we would find that wonderful poetry, wonderful composition. So that is when for the first time I got introduced to, and then there were a few more examples like that. I don't want to go to those another day. I will keep for that. And so all along subsequently I've been on and off coming in touch with Bhaktivinoda Thakur's poems and compositions. Somewhere in the mid-80s, when I had already joined the temple, or probably I had not yet joined, I can't remember, there was one Back to Godhead magazine that published some songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, poems of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is what I'm going to discuss today. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, great acharya, great realizations, and extraordinary poetic talent. And he's an acharya where there is a confluence of spiritual realizations, creativity, literary creativity, composition, in every aspect, Bhaktivinoda Thakur excelled. A great inspiration. And Srila Prabhupada, there was once Prabhupada was taking a morning walk in London. Not many devotees were there. There was the temple president of London. He was there with him. And then they were talking little informally, and then that devotee told Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's is my second most favorite writer. So Prabhupada paused and he said, second? Why? And then the devotee didn't know what to answer, and then he was still fumbling and thinking about that. A few seconds passed, and then Prabhupada said, if I had just 1/10 of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's, Prabhupada, by then he was already sobbing. He just didn't even complete the sentence. And he said, such a great Acharya. So, Prabhupada was like that. Just a mention of these great Acharyas would actually move him into ecstasy and tears. So, Prabhupada also appreciated Bhaktivinoda Thakur and respected, loved him and devoted to him. Like that. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote many songs, many poems. Actually, they are compiled in the form of 4 books. One is known as Kalyana Kalpataru. A second book is known as Sharanagati. The third book is known as Gitavali. And the fourth book is known as Gitamala. In fact, some of the biographers say that there are many more compositions, just that they have not been systematically gathered, probably, and arranged together. And so Bhaktivinoda Thakur, great Acharya, great composer. And today I wanted to share with all of you one particular song. This is in Bengali, and I will read out. My Bengali pronunciation may not be very accurate. Please bear with me. And the song is known as Bhuliya Tomare. I'll also have display of these songs. As I said, it's a poem from Sharanagati, which Bhaktivinoda, one of the second book that of songs that Bhaktivinoda Thakur composed. And Bhuliya Tomare, referring to Krishna, Tomare, to you, Krishna, and Bhuliya means forgetting. The next, the first verse of the song, Bhuliya tomare samsare asiya pe nana vidha vyatha tomara charane asiya che ami bolibo dukkhera katha. This word Bhuliya tomare, Bhuliya simply means forget. I forgot you, my Lord. But sometimes devotees have also translated Bhuliya to mean to forsake. To forsake Krishna. I forgot you, Krishna. I forsook you, Krishna. And samsare asiya. And I came to this samsara. I came to this world of samsara. And what did I experience? Peye, experience, nana vidha vyatha. And I came to this world and experienced different kinds of miseries. So this is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. And tomara charane asya che ami. And now I have realized what has happened to me in my life. And now I have come asya che ami, to your lotus feet, tomara charane asya che ami. And now I wish to submit my bolibo. I want to share, I want to submit dukkhera katha, and my story of miseries. And this beautiful song has 7 verses. And in the 1980s, mid-1980s, one of the devotees translated this into English in a versified form. So I'm also displaying that. I hope you can all see that. I forsook you, O Lord, and came to this world of pain and sorrow. Now I submit my tale of woe at your lotus feet. Actually, this is what happens when we forsake Krishna and trying to become adventurous and come to this world. This world is a world of pain and sorrow. Paye nana vidha vyatha. And we must come to this understanding that we should again come back to the lotus feet of the Lord, Tomare charane asya chami, and submit our tale of woe at his lotus feet. So we will go song by verse, and there are many devotees who have sung this song, and I have compiled one, and we will sing one verse at a time and then go on to the next verse. Now let's have the audio.
भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया पे ये नाना विध व्यथा तुम्हार चरणे आसिया छियामी बोलिब दुखे कथा भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया पे नाना विध व्यथा.
And now we go to the second verse. In the second verse, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Janani jhatare chilama jakona bishama bandhana pashe. He's saying, Janani jhatare, when I was still in the womb of my mother, jakona bishame, it was a painful stay in the mother's womb. Bandhana pashe, bishama bandhana pashe. And it was a bound up in that state in the mother's womb. And at that time, I was extremely in a very, very painful situation. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, and at that time, when I was in my mother's womb, Janani jhatare chilame jakona, bishame bandhana pashe, bound up, and at that painful situation, and I prayed to the Lord, I prayed to Krishna, and you appeared before me. Ekabara Prabhu dekha diya more. You made me see once, and vanchile e dina dase, and you disappeared. You made your appearance very briefly, and you gave your darshan, and you disappeared. And so this is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. What is he referring to? Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he wrote all these poems, these are all solidly founded on philosophy, Krishna conscious philosophy. So first I'll read the translation. While still in the unbearable fetters of my mother's womb, I saw you before me. Ekabara Prabhu dekha diya more. You revealed yourself but briefly, and then abandoned this poor servant of yours. Dina dase, poor servant of yours. Vanchile, you abandoned me and I couldn't see you. So, Janani chatare chilame jakona bishama bandhana pashe ek bar Prabhu dekha diya more vanchila e dina dase. Now, why is Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying that? There is a verse in the Srimad-Bhagavatam where this is towards the end of the third canto of the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Lord Kapila is saying this, and this is the verse from the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Nathamana rishir bhitaha saptavadrihi krutanjalihi stuvitatam viklavaya vacha yenodharer pitaha. Kapila Deva is saying the living entity is described here in this verse as rishihi, meaning intelligent, thoughtful. Actually, the living entity is thoughtful, is a conscious living entity. So he is sometimes described with the word rishi, can refer to the living entity. And he is nathamana rishir bhitaha. When the living entity is in the mother's womb, especially in the 7th month, by then the bodily features have all developed, and at that time the living entity is bhitaha, full of fear. And at that time, nathamana rishir bhitaha. Now, we are reading about all these things. It looks like, we are talking about a living entity in the mother's womb. We don't realize we went through this. This is not a story about others. It's about ourselves. Nathamana rishi bhitaha saptavadrihi krutanjalihi. The living entity is actually bound by 7 layers. It is said that in the Vedic literatures, the living entity is bound by 7 layers. It is described in different ways that the 7 layers are skin, there is the blood, there is the muscles, there is bones, there is fat, and so on. Like that kind of 7 sapta dhatu. Here it is known as sapta vadrihi. And at that time, the living entity is krutanjalihi, with folded hands, nathamana rishir bhitaha. And at that time, stuvitatam viklavaya. And with a faltering voice, stuvita, he prays to the Lord. Vacha yenodhare arpitaha. And then he prays to the Lord who has kept the living entity in the womb. And following this verse, there is a series of verses in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. It's good devotees read that one. And commenting on this song, Srila Prabhupada once gave a talk, and I'll read some portions of that one. We get information from revealed scriptures that when the baby is in the mother's womb, an extremely uncomfortable situation, he prays to God for deliverance and promises to worship Him alone as soon as he gets out. To pray to God when he is in difficulty is a natural instinct in every living being because he is eternally related with God. But after his deliverance, the child forgets the difficulties of birth and forgets his deliverer also, being influenced by Maya, the illusory energy. This is a reference from the Bhagavad Gita purport. And there is also a talk that Srila Prabhupada gave in the another occasion. I'll come to that a little later. Now we will sing this, we will hear the singing of this particular verse of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Janani Chatare.
Janani Jatare Chilama Jakona Bishama Bandhana Pashe Janani Jatare चिलाम जखोना विषम बंधन पाशे एक बार प्रभु देखा दिया मोरे एक बार प्रभु देखा दिया मोरे वांछिले दीन दासे वांछिले दीन दासे भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया ये नाना विध व्यापार भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया ये नाना विध व्यापार.
Next, we go to the third verse of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Thakona bhavinu janama phaya koribo bhajana thava. Janama hoilo padimaya jale na hoile gnana lava. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, at that moment, Thakona bhavinu janama phaya, I koribo bhajana thava, and at that time I made up my mind. I made a promise. Now, if I come out of this mother's womb from this terrible situation I am in, let me get my birth, and I will certainly koribo bhajana tava, and I promised you I will worship you, Krishna. Please take me out of this miserable situation. And then janama hoilo, and I took birth, Podi Maya Jale. And once I took birth and Podi Maya Jale, I fell into the network of illusion. And the material world and the illusion just grabbed me. Na hoilo gnana lava. And I could not remember you at all. And that promise I had made, everything I forgot. So translation, at that moment, I swore to worship you after taking birth. But birth came, and with it, the network of worldly illusion, which robbed me of all good sense. So, I'll read a small portion from a lecture that Srila Prabhupada gave on this particular verse. The lecture will also be displayed. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, "My dear Lord, when I was in the womb of my mother, at that time I saw you once. You became visible." Then Prabhupada clarifies here, those who are spiritually advanced, they can see God within the womb of the mother. It's not for everybody, it's for the advanced souls. Those who are spiritually advanced, they can see God within the womb of the mother. When the child remains packed up and the consciousness is gained, he feels very uncomfortable. Next. So at that time, one who is pious, spiritually advanced, he prays to God, "Please rescue me from this bondage. I am too much suffering." And this time, after taking my birth, I shall simply be engaged in Krishna consciousness. Promises. So the living entity makes a promise like that. And continuing. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, "Janama hoilo podi maya jale." As soon as birth is taken, Maya is there, we forget. Immediately, father, mother, other relatives, they take up the child and pats very nice. So in this way, we forget that we were in such a precarious condition, almost suffering, almost it is suffocating. But, next. After coming out of the womb of the mother, if you're packed up again, Prabhupada is saying, after coming out of the womb of the mother, if you're packed up again in such an airtight bag, within 3 seconds you will die. We live under the protection of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, that is not a living condition. Just imagine, within the womb. So this we forget. So Prabhupada talked about this particular song in Los Angeles in June 1972. And so now we will hear the audio of this verse. Thakona bhavinu, verse 3.
Takhona bhavinu janam paiya koribo bhajan tava. Takhona bhavinu janam paiya koribo bhajan tava. Janam hoilo podi maya jale. Janam hoilo podi maya jale. Na hoilo jnana lava. Na hoilo jnana lava. Bhuliya tumhare samsare asiya. Ye nana vidha vyatha. Bhuliya tumhare samsare asiya. Ye nana vidha vyatha.
Next, 4th verse. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Adharera chele, swajanera khole. Hasiya katanu kala. Janaka janani snehete bhuliya. Samsara lagilo bhalo. So, Adharera chele, actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is recollecting his own life, which is actually very true in everyone's case. So he's saying, Adharera chele, chele, son, Adharera, adorable son I was, Swajanera kole, in the arms of my relatives, kole, in the arms, and Hasiya katanu kala. And I spent my time laughing. They were all adoring me and I was so happy. See, what has happened to the living entity was in the very difficult situation in the Janani Chatare, in the mother's womb, and made a promise that I will worship you alone. We forgot everything. And we have come into this world, Swajanera Kole, Hasiya Katanu Kala. Smilingly, happily we are spending our time. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Janaka Janani Snehete Bhuliya. And the affection, Sneha, that Janaka and Janani, father and mother, showed me, made me further forget Bhuliya. Made me Snehete Bhuliya. And made me forget all of the promises that I have given. And then Samsara Lagilo Bhalo. And then I started to think, this samsara, this material world, bhalo, very nice, it's so enjoyable. I started thinking like that. So this is what happens to the living entity, especially when the living entity is very young. family, father, mother, brother, sister, uncles, neighbor, they're all holding him, making him laugh, and so nice. And then, and in that love and affection, we forget everything. And we start regarding this material world, samsara lagilo bhalo. Because for spiritual advancement, this is an important learning, that we must know that this material world is a place of misery. It's not a great place. Of course, today, all over the world, I think some kind of a realization is coming to people that what a terrible world this is. And of course, the Shastras have been reminding us, the Acharyas have been telling, but we never woke up to that reality and that understanding. And so the Janaka Janani Snehete Bhuliya, and all the affection that our family members show further helped me forget the promise I have made. And I started thinking, this world of misery, a great place. So the translation: as a fondled son in the lap of relatives, I passed my time smiling and laughing. My parents' affection helped me forget the pangs of birth, and I thought the world a very pleasant place. Commenting on this particular verse, there is one small statement by Srila Prabhupada in the same class. Prabhupada says, and being taken care of affectionate father and mother on the lap, we think this life is very nice, but this is Maya, this is illusion. So Prabhupada is actually helping us remember these things, understand these things. And now we will hear the audio of this particular verse. Adharera Chele. Verse 4.
Adarir chele swajanir kole hasiya katan kala. Adarir chele swajanir kole hasiya katan kala. Janak janani स्नेहते भूलिया जनक जननी स्नेहते भूलिया संसार लागिलो भालो संसार लागिलो भालो भूलिया तुम्हारे संसार नानाविध व्यथा भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे असिया पे नानाविध व्यथा.
Now we'll go to the next verse, text 5. Here Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes further what happened to him. Krame dina dina balaka hoya kelinu bhalaka saha. This is what happens to all of us. Day by day, balaka hoya, he grew up and became a boy. And kelinu bhalaka saha, and there were many other boys, and I was playing with them. Ara kichu dine gnana upajilo. And then some more time went by, and gnana upajilo, I became more and more grown up and more enlightened, more knowledgeable. Patha poti aharaha. And he says that he started studying his books very carefully, day and night, and incessantly he was studying. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we know, that he was born in a very good family, and he grew up and he was very well educated during his time, and that's how he became a district magistrate under the British government. So he was very educated, he studied well, and so he's describing his situation. Translation: day by day I grew and soon began playing with other boys. Krame dine dine bhalaka hoya, kelinu bhalaka saha. Before long my powers of intellect emerged. Arakichu dine gnana upajilo. And I studied my lessons incessantly. Patapodi ahara. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very similar to all of us, we must have all gone through this, either boys or girls. We went to school, we studied our lessons very carefully, and that's how life was going on. And now we will hear the audio of this song, of this verse, Krame Dine Dina, verse number 5.
क्रमे दिन दीन बालक होइया खेलिनु बालक साहा क्रमे दिन दीन बालक होइया खेलिनु बालक साहा आर किछु दीने ज्ञान उपजिलो आर किछु दीने ज्ञान उपजिलो पाठ पढ़िया पाठ पढ़िया भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया ये नाना विध व्यथा भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया ये नाना विध व्यथा.
We'll go to the next verse, text 6. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Vidyara gaurave brahmi deshe deshe dhana uparjana khori. As I said earlier, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very well educated. He was educated in English. He was a scholar in Bengali. He was a scholar in Sanskrit. So he's saying that Vidyara gaurave brahmi deshe deshe. He was very proud of his education, and he traveled from place to place, dhana uparjana khori, and accumulating money, swajana palana khori ekamane, with one pointed attention, swajana palana, and he had his family, he had many children, and he with one pointed attention, Kori ekamane swajana palana, he was taking care of all the family members, and in this way, bhulinu tomare hari, and he is lamenting, Krishna, Hari, I forgot you. And so the translation, traveling from place to place, proud of my education, I grew wealthy and maintained my family with undivided attention. O Lord Hari, O Krishna, I forgot you. So this is the lamentation of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We'll hear the song, audio of this song, of this verse. Text number 6.
विद्यारगौरवे ब्रह्मी देशे देशे धन उपार्जन खोरी देशे धन उपार्जन कोरी स्वजन पालना कोरी एक माने स्वजन पालना कोरी एक माने भूली नो तुम्हारे हरि भूली नो तुम्हारे हरि भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया पेये नाना विध व्यथा भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आसिया पेये नाना विध व्यथा.
Now we'll go to the last verse, the 7th verse of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song. Bhardhakye ekona Bhaktivinoda Kandiya Khatara Ati. Now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that this is what I did when I was a young boy. I was fondled, I was on the lap of my relatives, and I forgot about you, and then I studied my books, and then I started earning money, taking care of my family, and now I have become old. Bhardhakye, in old age, ekona, now Bhaktivinoda, Kandiya Khatara Ati, and in great sadness, Kandiya, he weeps. Ati Khatara, Kandiya, with great sadness I weep. Na bhajiya tore, I did not worship you, my dear Lord. Dina vratha gelo, in this way my days, dina vratha gelo, and I wasted my time in uselessly. And then he is praying to Krishna, ekona ki hobe gati. Now what is the hope for me? What will happen to me? And I'll read the translation. Now in old age, I, Bhaktivinoda, weep sadly. I fail to worship you, O Lord, and instead passed my life in vain. What will my fate be now? Ekona ki habe gati. And we will hear the audio of the song. This is the last verse. Maybe 1 or 2 more minutes we will take and we will close. 7th verse.
Bhardhakye khona bhakti vinoda Kandiya Khatar Ati. Bhardhakye khona bhakti vinoda Kandiya Khatar Ati. Na bhajiya tore dina vritha gelo na bhajiya tore dina vritha gelo ekhon ki habe gati ekhon ki habe gati bhuliya tomare samsare asiya peye nana vidha vyatha tomar charane asiya chiyami bolibo dukhe katha bhuliya tomare samsare asiya peye nana vidha vyatha.
So with this, we'll come to the end of this particular song. And this is I hope you all like this also. It's a song for wonderful meditation, and how Bhaktivinoda Thakur describing his own example, and a situation that we are all in, forgetting the Lord, absorbed in the material world, caught in the illusion of this world, thinking that this world, samsara lagilo bhalo, this world is all wonderful, and with my intelligence I'll make it even more wonderful, and that kind of a thinking, this kind of an illusion we are in. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is helping us come out of that one. And with this we will close. Tomorrow I'll be taking up one more song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the song that actually inspired me to join Krishna consciousness movement. So I'll share with you. Tomorrow will be a Sanskrit song, and we will take up tomorrow. Namaste. Hare Krishna.